Welcome to our exploration of downtown Bellevue. As we embark on this journey, we will traverse through a diverse array of structures, each one brimming with its own unique context and historical significance, all integral parts of Bellevue's vision for the future. As we delve into the heart of downtown, I'll be your guide, helping to shed light on the narrative stitched into every street corner, every brick, every pane of glass in this rapidly evolving urban landscape. These buildings around us aren't just structures, they're stories waiting to be told. As the epicenter of Bellevue's transformation, downtown stands as a testament to the powerful forces at play, from visionary architects and city planners to economic shifts and societal change. Together, we'll peel back the layers to uncover the institutional forces at work, all while enveloping ourselves in the architectural wonders of Bellevue's ever-changing skyline. So, come along. Let's discover the spirit of transformation that pulses through downtown Bellevue, and how this bustling city envisions its future, building by building, street by street, tower by tower. We start at a park, the Ashwood Playfield. While I'm walking toward the downtown core, let's talk about the background of Bellevue and the forces at play in this very small region. An edge city was the term coined by Joel Garrow in the 1991 book Edge City, Life on the New Frontier. It describes a hub of commerce, retail, and leisure activities situated beyond the conventional downtown or central business district within areas that were once suburban, residential, or rural. This encapsulates the city of Bellevue incredibly succinctly. Named from the French term Bellevue, beautiful view, it is the second largest city center in Washington state. A strikingly square city center characterizes the updated zoning regulations implemented in 2017, permitting buildings up to 600 feet tall. The newest addition to Bellevue, the 505 Tower, is constructed by Vulcan for Amazon and precisely reaches this height limit. Completed in 2023, it stands as Bellevue's tallest building, surpassing others by 150 feet. So herein lies the perfect encapsulation of the changes the city is experiencing. Almost 5 years after the new zoning changes, the construction has caught up. So it is no surprise that downtown Bellevue has experienced and anticipates the development of 118 new mid-rise, high-rise, and skyscraper buildings. Since 2018, the area has witnessed the addition of over 13,100 residential units, more than 16 million square feet of commercial space, potentially over 2,000 hotel rooms, and in excess of 43,300 parking spaces, including those currently under construction or in the permitting process. What was once a vacant space is now a burgeoning with growth. As these new structures spring into existence, a peculiar phenomenon catches my attention. We'll see this one in a second. It's an unusual experience to walk through shadow at midday in May, yet the towering new skyscrapers, a testament to progress and growth, cast their long vision across the road, shadows obstructing the glaring sun from intruding into my view. On this particularly hot day, the unexpected shade is a welcome anomaly. I don't mind it. We just left the Ashwood Playfield and are walking toward the downtown. You can see 505 Tower in the distance. My initial encounter with downtown Bellevue was not marked by the glamour of Bellevue Square, the tranquility of the downtown Bellevue Park, or even my favorite matcha served at the Latte Cafe. Rather, my story with this city began in a more modest place, an unassuming, small robotics club nestled in the basement of a weathered, former retail space. This modest and somewhat dilapidated location held a charm of its own and marked my introduction to the city's unique personality. The robots and hum of power tools became my first soundtrack to life in Bellevue, far removed from the shopping sprees and lush park visits that would come later, and the construction sounds of the numerous construction sites that would continue to spring up. It was here, in this unassuming basement, that my story in this vibrant city began. Coming up on our right, is the Salesforce Tower, shared with Visa, and the new 8 development. I pass through the shadow of these buildings, blocking out the sun, almost near midday, perfectly ahead. You can see this crane towering above. From a human scale, these glass and steel buildings feel almost like a simulation. With these brand names in contrast with low-rise, mid-80s developments on the left, the new 8 tower stands strikingly above. I remember my strolls through an expansive parking lot, journeying through a hidden back alley on my way to Homegrown for dinner. It felt like an adventure, finding my way back through an unmarked shortcut that wasn't designed for pedestrians, but it served the purpose. I remember how just across the street lay the Starbucks at the transit center. I would treat myself to a coffee-based frappuccino, relishing the energy as I navigated the bustling bus exits with caution. These mundane rituals, as unconventional as they were, became an integral part of my initiation into life in downtown Bellevue, though I still rarely found a reason to venture beyond this single block. 3 principal factors have contributed to downtown Bellevue's expansion, each with numerous underlying cases and causes that have shaped the landscape. Amazon, the internet giant, got its start in a Bellevue garage. Now, the trillion-dollar behemoth is expanding its presence in downtown Bellevue to 25,000 jobs. The situation starts with an ironic turn when Amazon initiated its well-publicized HQ2 search in 2019, intending to establish a second North American headquarters. However, after deciding to divide the new headquarters between Northern Virginia and New York, then subsequently abandoning the New York location altogether, Amazon's vision for an expansive HQ2 situated thousands of miles from Seattle became considerably more modest. But in 2020, when Amazon announced that it would be growing its previously stated 15,000 jobs in the city by another 10,000, the Seattle Times headline encapsulated it perfectly. HQ2, Bellevue is situated to continue to grow with Amazon. In May 2023, Amazon then announced that it would move another 2,000 jobs from Seattle to Bellevue, further growing its planned presence. While the unsurprising move has some underlying factors, like the Seattle headcount tax, written exclusively for employers like Amazon, charging them a per-employee tax for their Seattle-based workers, they seem to have a direct incentive to move into its neighboring Edge city. With business-friendly leaders, the cost of a few $1 million in donations to social good funds in Bellevue drastically saves hundreds of millions in donations, hundreds of millions that would have paid in taxes. Amazon began an en masse return to office in May, and its real estate plans show its commitment to the millions of square feet of prime office space it has already secured. You can see the new 5-5 tower in all of its towering glory. It's a behemoth, truly wonderful to behold. At this angle, we can see the parking lot that it once replaced, and the robotics studio that once I spent so many Wednesdays and Fridays and weekends at. I'm still walking through this back alley. Again, not really designed for pedestrian travel, incredibly adjacent to a very active construction zone. I was surprised to find that this back walkway was still active, and my presence felt almost intrusive on this new development. The concrete only freshly set. The reflection of the building against the neighboring towers is a stark reminder of its height. Bellevue holds a unique space in my heart, not only for the nostalgic memories it houses, but also for the physical attributes of the place itself. Sometimes its small scale slips past my perception, with only 3 blocks in downtown Bellevue that dare to challenge Seattle's towering skyline. Bellevue's downtown area is hilly, an idiosyncrasy that somewhat deters its walkability. It always bewilders me that at the peak of this hill was chosen for the location of the transit center coming up. The steep ascent seems an odd choice for a hub, designed to facilitate the ease of travel, Construction fencing is a perennial feature here, a testament to the city's ongoing evolution, yet remnants from the last wave of development somehow persist, with concrete towers continuing to punctuate the skyline. The story of the East Side Link expansion is also quite interesting. Known as Line 2, the new light rail connects Redmond to the International District, with 6 stops inside the city limits of Bellevue. This major project, connecting to the transit center we see up here on the right, aligns with Bellevue's goal to develop into a more urbanized future. In 2017, the city adopted new, quote, downtown livability standards, quote, that in the downtown Office 1 zone raised the maximum building height for residential and non-residential development to 600 feet, up from 300 feet for non-residential and 200 feet for residential previously. This is what allowed the 555 tower on the left here to exist. This massive increase kicked off a real estate development trend that would last for years, where property portfolios acquired legacy plots in this downtown core, waiting for the perfect opportunity for redevelopment. And then began the wave of mega projects, ranging from luxury residential to commercial office space. Construction in Bellevue has never been more active. For example, here, the active construction zone of the Bellevue 600 towers are the 2 towers owned by Amazon, situated diagonally across the street from the 555 tower. These 3 buildings will make the hub of Amazon's new operations. But one must examine the impact that these projects have on the local community. Often residents choose not to live in Seattle precisely because of its rapid urbanization. Many oppose the increase in high-density or multi-use urban housing developments as they disrupt the quaint atmosphere of suburban living. And in a post-COVID world, companies are reevaluating their plans, with Amazon pausing construction on 5 towers in Bellevue as it, quote, reevaluates design, end quote, to optimize for a hybrid work era. This is not to say that the company will never complete these buildings, but rather that even they are uncertain about the ideal office design in today's world. Microsoft is making a similar move at its Redmond campus refresh a few miles away, completing the shell and exterior of its new campus buildings, but waiting to decide on the interior layout. Vacant office space is often used as an indicator of a city's economic health. Bellevue's office vacancy rate is 6.08%, less than half of Seattle's 14.26%, and still below the 16.7% national average. Change facilitates development, and development facilitates change. But the forces at play in the region have placed Bellevue at the epicenter of an urbanization boom that will last for years, with its impact resonating for decades. We are witnessing a transformation in the Bellevue skyline, and only time will reveal the full extent of the consequences on its residents and the local community.